All right, hello everyone. Welcome to not live chat. We're recording this. Campbell from Autodidactic, myself Lorenzo from the New Now. And today we're going to discuss something that's been on the minds of so many people everywhere, all the news, disclosure. They're talking about, they've been talking about the aliens and telling us about it and what has been hidden from you and the truth of what's coming. And, you know, I've heard about this for decades, literally. Disclosure they've been talking about since 2020, even before 2020. I remember 2012. You remember the Mayan calendar's over, the whole world's going to fall apart. Everything's going to, and Y2K and all the other garbage that's come down the pipe of what you need to know and what's coming to change you. And I found the bottom line in all of this is the monsters or the powers that be, they know what we are intuiting for ourselves. They know what we need as humanity. They know everyone wants to understand something about themselves. Disclosure, which just means the opposite of closure, right? It is opening, if you look at the definition of the word. So instead of things being closed, they're opening. And we all want to open. We all want to open to love. We all want to open to our power. We all want to open to the best of ourselves. And so the monsters give you half an answer, or the government on purpose. They go, disclosure, there's answers coming. It's from the outside, though. Don't look inside. Don't look at yourself. The answers are coming, and it's the aliens that will be in charge, or Trump's in charge, or somebody's in charge, or the new money's in charge, or this coin is in charge. And really, all they're doing is taking your charge or your currency, putting it outside, giving you an answer. And the bottom line, what are they telling you? Relax, sit down, go back to work. We've got it.
We've
There's
got it.
nothing you need to do. Right. So that's why we're calling today's chat Inner Disclosure, Allegiance with Your Cosmic Self, because we're tying this into our ally, Autodidactic, Auto Alliance, our locals. We'll leave the links below, where we're working at becoming the best people we can be by sharing with community and how to increase your own power. And the best way, and only way, in my opinion, you can do that is to work on your own inner disclosure by understanding yourself, who you are, and what you would like to do. Hey,
Mm.
Campbell, that's my introduction.
Very good. Yeah. And I think that, in 2025, people, might need a bit of a community to help them navigate through this crazy world, right? It's been pretty insane. We're only 3 weeks into the year. And yeah, this, we've all saw the UFOs and the drones and all that stuff. And now they're talking disclosure. They actually had some Congress meetings. I think they were in November. They had all the whistleblowers, coming out, and it's interesting, isn't it? Because they always, oh yeah, the whistleblowers are going to tell us about the aliens and that, but they never actually say anything.
No.
Oh yes, I heard this and I heard that, and maybe this and maybe that, and who knows? But disclosure. This is the thing. Is like Lorenzo said, it means to open, which means disclosure really should just be information that we get to look at and make our own decision from. But that's not what they want, right? They want to tell us that how it's going down, what the truth is, right? Through the media. And everyone's kind of waiting, right, for someone to come and tell them about disclosure. What's going on? What's happening? Help me, give me the answer. But even if they have an answer, it's their answer. It's not yours. So this is something that we need to take control of, is our perspective, because we're the only ones living our lives. We can't live anyone else's lives. So information is good, and disclosure, like I said, it should be information that we get to look at. It shouldn't be a line like where kindergarten children with the
Yeah.
they're going, this is what's happening. The aliens have come. They come from Alpha Centauri, and they want your brains. Like, because this is what it's all about, right? Is basically more divide and conquer, this whole alien thing. But of course, disclosure is not just about aliens and all this other stuff. It's a concept of, through the, at least through my life, everyone wants to know what's going on, because we don't even know what to eat, guys. So everyone wants to know who they are, what's going on, and that's what the news is for, right? To give us answers. But I think that we all understand that the news is not giving us any truth, right? Any real perspective. It's just helping them take more control over us and control our thoughts more.
I mean, you don't have to. There's no haves in this, but if you ask yourself, why are you interested in alien disclosure? Why are you interested in a new president or prime minister? Why do you want them to change the money system? Why are you waiting for someone to tell you what to eat or what not to eat? It all comes down to dissatisfaction, probably, and stress and unhappiness and something that's not working for you in your life. Like if you're not healthy, you're hoping someone's going to tell you how to become healthy by telling you what to eat, let's say. If you're not happy in your life, you're waiting for a politician to change the rules or laws or monetary systems or allowances, whatever, so that you become happy. Why is it of such a high level of interest for the aliens in disclosure? Well, I think it's because people realize this world is a poop show. There, nobody is happy. There's all kinds of supposed pollution and not enough money and not enough oxygen and not enough, whatever. Like basically a lack of something or 100 things, and people are believing that the aliens are going to come and fix all of this for them. They're going to fix the problems or the pollution or the solutions or the relationship with their parents or their husband or wife or whatever, or siblings. And really, if you think about it, they can't. I mean, even if there are benevolent aliens, right? Even if there are non-benevolent aliens, like how is it going to change your life? How is it going to make a difference for you in your day to day? How are you going to have a more loving relationship, let's say, with your children if you're having problems with them? With your husband, if you and your wife and your husband or whoever is arguing with each other, or your friends, or your health. How is an alien going to help your health if you're sick, if something's wrong? The answer is they're not. You're not 5 years old, as Campbell said. You're not in kindergarten anymore. You're not looking for Big Daddy or Big Mommy or your big uncle to come and hand you your allowance and hand you your healthy sweets or hand you your healthy rules. Really, the bottom line in all of this is everyone, in my opinion, is afraid of making choices, or maybe they just don't have a lot of experience in making choices. So they're waiting for someone to make these choices for them. I think it's more of a habitual thing because we're taught, from the time you're small, go to school.
Yeah.
Here's, the buzzers in school, right? Ding, 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 go to here. Ding, 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 it's time for lunch. Ding, 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 school's over. So literally, you're trained to be told what to do from a very young age. And so when you're 30, 40, 50, 60, you're still waiting for someone to tell you what to do. Oh, this guy told me bad things. This guy's going to tell me good things. My mother gave me bad things. Maybe my girlfriend's going to give me good things. I ate this and I wasn't healthy. Maybe if I eat this, I'll be healthy. But I'm hoping someone will share with me what that is so that, I can blame them. It's always the choice too, right? If somebody tells you something and it doesn't work out, it's not my fault. It's their fault.
Mm.
It's her fault. It's my parents' fault. It's my kid's fault. It's everyone's fault but mine. But
Mm.
the fault always lays inside, which is why we're calling inner disclosure. So what does that even mean? What do you think?
Inner disclosure. Well, opening up your opening up your insides, um, opening your inner world, right, to information and possibilities. And like you said, it's about taking control, right? Being the star of your own show, creating your own hero's journey, and not being, a background person in your own movie. And I just watched a video, and the guy was talking about, these that we're in a movie, right? And you're the star, and there's all these props around, right? Like other people. And when the script doesn't go right, the star of the show, you, goes and starts blaming all the props.
Mm,
And this is what happens. This is literally what we're doing in life. It's our life, and we make decisions. And when they, don't go the way we want, or there's more challenges, which is really the truth, right? When there's more challenges than we expected or wanted, then we start blaming the outside world. But all that's doing is confirming to yourself that the outside world has power over you, which is not the way that it works. That this is clearly what we've been educated in. Sit in class, and the teacher asks a question, and if you put up your hand and get it wrong, well, you're wrong. Why are you wrong? Because it's not what was written in the book, right?
yeah.
Like it's so we've been trained to ask authority, right? The authors of our story, if we believe in them, they literally start to write our story. But we've been trained to ask them for the truth. But like through that's what school is. That's what a job is with a boss. Can I go to the toilet now? Oh, what's the answer here? Do you think this is right? And so we're not trusting ourselves.
Mm.
And we're not opening up our insides and having a bit of a look at who we really are, because I mean, all religions and spiritual paths, they all say know thyself. That's where it's really got to start, because you can't make your own decisions and trust yourself if you don't know where you're going and who you are.
And knowing thyself really means being honest with yourself. And that's something almost everyone, and I'll put my own hand up, have a problem with. Being honest with the mistakes you've made, being honest with the problems in your life, being honest with whatever bad things are sitting in front of you. And that's not a bad thing. It's actually a freeing thing. It's a wonderful thing, because if you see how in your inner disclosure, let's say you've been a slave your whole life, who wants to admit that? Nobody. But I have been, as Campbell said, if you're in school and you put up your hand, teacher says right answer, wrong answer, you're literally a slave to someone else's opinion for what's right or wrong. Right. As Campbell said too, if you put up your hand, may I go to the washroom now, Mrs. Smith? Or, you can't go to the washroom until, you hear the bell in an hour and a half when you're in your job. Once again, you're not taking responsibility even for your life. And then you give yourself an excuse. Well, I need to make the money. I need to get the grades. I need to make my parents happy. I need to get a better job. I need to pay the mortgage. I need to pay the bills. And honesty and inner disclosure really means taking it down to the core. And in my opinion, that means going down to why you're doing whatever it is you're doing. And usually there's fear behind why you're doing a lot of things: fear of not paying the bills, fear of not having money, fear of being alone, fear of not being loved, fear of not being healthy, fear of missing out. The list is long and forever. And from all of those fears, you literally become an alien to yourself. What is the definition even of an alien? It's just something not from here.
Yeah.
So you think you alienate yourself, quite literally, if you look at the definition of that. So alienate means to be separate from, don't alienate me. That means to leave me out of your life or to separate me from something else, or you've alienated your girlfriend so she doesn't talk to you anymore. I mean, even in the words, it just means something that is maybe not there anymore because something is not disclosed, right? So if you alienate your boss, they might fire you, literally, if you want to look at it that way. So alien or inner disclosure is just to find out how you've alienated yourself. And we're talking about, the second part, allegiance with your cosmic self. So how you've alienated yourself from yourself or your higher self or the best you can be, if you like, if you want to look at it in simple terms, or the dreams you've had of becoming an amazing person in an amazing life.
Mm. Yeah. And I think, people, how do I say, people don't know themselves very well because they don't. There's something I notice a lot. People don't do what they say, or they don't, walk the talk, but they don't do what they expect others to do, is really what it is. I
Mm.
hear it all the time, oh, the world sucks, and or this sucks, or this is the problem, and so this needs to change. But the this is never them. It's always, oh, people need to be more loving and accepting. And then these people acting as if it's not loving and accepting. So this is the thing. Like if you're starting there, then you're not trusting yourself at all. You're lying to yourself. So you
Mm.
definitely don't know yourself. So I think a good way to start to get to know who you are is, what are your values? What do you stand for? And do you actually follow them? If you want the world, if people need to be more loving, then you're a people. That starts with you. And you can't go out and make people be more loving by pointing at people and saying, be more loving, right? The way to do it is to go up and smile at them and ask them how their day is. Give them a hug if you know them. Be the loving and show them the example. And then people will start to congregate around you, because another thing is, everyone wants help. Everyone who's sort of got a big dream or they want to build something, they always want help, right? And I get it, because some of these things can seem overwhelming when you get into the details. It's always, oh, I want to do this, but I just need help. Why can't anyone help me? The way to get help, if you're in that situation, is to start doing what you want to do.
Mm.
Start building it. And it's like that what is it, field of dreams, right? Build it and they will come. So I think we really need to get more real with ourselves. And again, it's 2025, guys. This is going to be a doozy of a year. There's going to be a lot going on. And if you don't know who you are, you're just going to get really confused and bombarded with so much information. And and that's the plan, right? You're not going to know what to do with it. You're not going to know which way to turn and what's true and all this kind of stuff. But the thing is, if you know who you are and you know what you stand for and what you generally want to achieve, then none of that stuff matters. It doesn't. Then you're just in the world walking through it, having your little adventure, doing the hero's journey. But as soon as we tie into the outside world and we expect it to give us answers, then we're giving it control over ourselves and we just get lost in the minutia. So, it's a good question to ask yourself, do you stand for the values? Do you act in the way, that you want other people to act?
Yeah,
Because
becoming,
I
yep.
think that's a very good starting point for a lot of
It's
people.
even the best. You have to be real in your reality,
Mm,
right? As Campbell said, and being real means, in my opinion, just what Campbell said, being honest, right? I mean, there's nothing wrong with being afraid. There's nothing wrong with being unhealthy. There's nothing wrong with needing help. There's nothing wrong with wanting more love. I find people have the trouble, and myself included, like once you accept what you consider to be a negative bit about yourself, suddenly the world helps you. It's like, I'm so lonely. Like if you went into a room and said, I'm feeling so lonely, I need a hug today, I bet you 100 people would come hug you, right? Instead of going, well, I better hide that. Or if you're feeling unhealthy, you're going, I don't know what's going wrong. I can't move. I have no energy. Maybe someone will have a good suggestion for you. But it's people are afraid of feeling weak. People are afraid, like everyone's got,
yeah.
the stiff upper lip, keep a stiff upper lip. It's a dog eat dog world. If you show any weakness, you'll get killed. And that, in my opinion, is a lie shared by the people that want to control you.
Mm,
Because I have found if I see someone on the ground or I see someone hurt, my natural instincts is to want to go help them. Do you need a hand? Are you lost? Do you need direction? Maybe if you're hungry, would you like one of my apples? I have 6 apples. I can share a couple apples. I think humans naturally want to help other humans in a loving, intelligent, beautiful way. But we don't allow that because we put up a wall of dishonesty around ourselves, and that's what the disclosure is about. As Campbell said, if you want a better world, make a better world. If you want a better community, make a better community. If you want to be healthy, act in a healthy fashion. It's not really rocket science. Right. If what you've done to life when you're 44 and let's say you're standing there and you're going, well, something's wrong with my guts or my foot or my arm, we'll get into that. You've done something through your own actions or inactions that's led you to that spot. Because there you are sitting on the couch. Campbell's on his couch. I'm on my couch. Here we are on our couches. And what brought us here? We did. Every action or inaction or decision or choice or whatever brought us to this very spot of now where I'm sitting. And Campbell made the best, beautiful situation about it all being your fault and your responsibility is you can take responsibility so the wonderful things also become your fault
mm,
as the horrible things are your fault. And Campbell and I have been talking for 3 4 5 years now, a long time, and we're just two guys, nothing special, but we've decided to start to build a better community, to bring people together, to share good information, only simply because our hearts have decided we want to make a better world, so we're looking to do something about it.
mm, yeah, like what will people think? Like holds a lot of people back from being
Mm.
themselves. Like Lorenzo said, if you see, someone on the street like begging for money or something, a lot of people, if they got 6 apples, will just be like, oh, I can't associate with that people. Like it's all about this persona, right? Of how we present ourselves in the world that makes us less than who we are. And so, obviously don't worry about what people think because most people don't.
Yeah.
Right. But the other thing is surround yourself with people that are on a similar path, right? That have similar values, because we know, right? Most of the time, our neighbors are these weird people that we can't communicate with. But your tribe is out there, right? We've all found each other online, and that's why we're starting locals. We're going to build a community where like-minded people can talk and share their thoughts. And yep, the link is below. So come and check it out. Come and join us because that's what we really want to do is open a discussion. Like Lorenzo said, we're not gurus. We don't think we know anything more than anyone else. We're just, on the path like everyone else is. But we want to build a community where everyone can share their stories, and then everyone can share their experience, and everyone can learn from each other and help. And we can all help each other go forward, right? With people that are on our level, on our frequency, that understand, that have empathy, not with trying to talk with, family or neighbors who have no idea what you're talking about. Like that doesn't help anything. That just makes us feel more isolated. So I don't even raise these topics with people that I know don't have the awareness to understand it. It's not worth it. But there are people who do understand and are on the same path. So link below. Come check us out at Locals.
So I want to make something very clear, something that's even come up with a few people that have written us over the last, few months, few weeks, whatever. The locals there, you can become a member or you can become a supporting member. Either is okay. Members, it's free. Whatever we share that's free, you can do. A supporting member is a small amount of money every month, and it helps us to continue on with what we're doing. Like if Campbell and I are going to go somewhere, there's plane tickets involved, there's travel involved, there's insurance for an event, and like all kinds of little niggling things. And it's not a big deal. It's just the nature of this reality that you got to plug in some currency to move, and that helps you to get to where you're going, which allows us to help you. So something I want people to sit with before they write us, and it's happened again over the last few weeks, is we are not here to do things for you. We're here to do things with you. Huge difference. Huge difference. I've had a few people even over the last few weeks. You and Campbell are great. This is amazing. This part of the world sucks. There's so much. I want to do this farm and that farm and have a huge community. Have this. Oh, so what are you doing? Oh, I thought you were going to do it for me. I'm not doing anything. I just like what you guys said. I'm hoping you're going to come to, Europe. There was some guy in Europe and do all this for me. Or I'm hoping I join your community and I'll just sit there, like Campbell said, like we're trained that we're waiting for people to change our lives. Even for the better parts, even for like that's why this alien disclosure is so attractive. You think, or a lot of people think the aliens are going to come and hand you paradise, hand you a better life, forgive you for your sins, right? Make sure all the bad things you've done are all right, and all your health is just gonna like disappear in a magic snap of hit three gongs, crystal singing bowl, put in some yoga pants, or start becoming a vegan, and somehow everything's gonna be fantastic, which
Mm.
is garbage because the only way things are going to be fantastic is if you make them fantastic. So, if you want to change your life, you want a better community, you want to live with the people, you have to say, not what are you going to do for me? What am I going to do for the community? What can I share? And not, I'm such a great person. I remember one lady that used to argue with me on one of the chats we did a long time ago, like, I'm going to come because I'm a great person and I can look after children. And, they're just telling you how great they are in their head, in their imagination, but that's not doing anything. That's literally just sharing words of your persona or your personality. And everyone goes, well, I'm so fantastic. Of course, they're going to come help me or let me into this community simply because I'm great. And, it's a fine line between being a fantastic person and sharing actions towards helping something become real, because we're all fantastic and we're all assholes, in equal measure, probably, even if it's just to ourselves. And, what we do, how we are is what we do. I think that's the inner disclosure. So allegiance to cosmic self is, what does your cosmic self want to experience while it's here? How does it want to grow? How would it like to see community? How would it like to see life? How would it like to see itself, its creative aspects, all of these things? And then the bottom line is, what the F are you going to do about it?
Mm. Yeah, man, be the change you want to see. I mean, we both get contacted a lot, right? I mean, lots of people have got ideas and all this stuff, but it's really only the people that have done something that we can talk to. Like we're busy, we don't have time to start to basically get someone else's dream. And this is sort of what I was trying to get at a bit with people who want help when they have this dream. Instead of getting started and doing it, they're always like, I need this, I need this. So if only 10 people came and built this for me, then it would all work. But guys, it's your dream. It's no one else's, right? You can't sell your dream to someone, to someone else. But if you do it and start working, then other people may catch that dream, right? They'll see what you're doing. So it comes again back to you got to be the change you want to see. If you want something, start it. And if you're a if you're a loving person or a whatever, a fabulous person, um, you don't need to tell anyone, because if you truly are that, people will tell you.
Yes.
That's when you know that you're actually living your truth, right? If you have to tell the outside world that you're this, then clearly they aren't seeing it,
Yeah.
which means that you're not it.
Yeah.
Right?
I'm a
You're
fantastic person.
kidding
Yeah.
yourself. You're
Yeah.
kidding
Yeah.
yourself. If you want to, you know, be known as the whatever, right? The life of the party, then be the life of the party. And people will start to tell you, oh my God, you're so fun at parties, right? This is how it works. We don't tell the world, and that's different to talking to yourself. That's a different thing. I'm talking about going out to the world and going, look at me, I'm great. I haven't done anything, but I'm great anyway, and I have this idea which is great. Just do what you're going to do, and then people will go, that's great. You know, when you're talking to yourself, that's a different thing, and I do recommend talking to yourself. Right? Doesn't make it mean you're crazy. Find a mirror. Tell yourself you're awesome. Tell yourself that you're healthy, that you're loving, that you're wealthy, all these things. But that's the inside world. That's you talking to you, completely different than the outside world. Two different realities. So the outside world, you become what you want to show, and people will see it. The inside world is the reprogramming, right? Telling yourself this is what I am now. So yeah, guys, if and that's not to say, well, that's kind of one of the reasons we want to build a community, because if you do have plans and you do actually need people and you've started the work and everything, then perfect place to meet, your tribe, right, in our community. But again, it all gets back to it's all your fault, guys. It's all your fault. If you have a dream and you do nothing but talk about it and it doesn't eventuate to anything, it's your fault.
Yeah.
If you have a dream
100%.
and you start building it and you get results and people start going, wow, that's amazing, and joining you and you build something amazing, that's your fault, right? So it's your choice, be the person that you want to be, or talk about the person that you want to be.
So here's the reality of what we're doing then with the action. So I started about 14, 15 years ago with a good friend of mine, the new Agora, newagora.ca. So Agora is just a meeting place, a marketplace for people to come together, share ideas, share money, share products, share services, whatever. And new because it's not old. We wanted to make a new way for people to do good things together. Good people doing good things for good reasons. That's pretty much, what we looked at it. And Campbell, this is a bit of the news, has joined us in partnership recently. He's worked with us, on the side for many years. And I'm sitting here looking at this new Agora going like, I built this and it's not growing as fast or as well as I would like. What do I have to do? Well, what I did is I made it and that I invited good people to join, Campbell being the first, in a major way with what we're doing, in that we have a system, we have a platform, we have a website. If you haven't checked it out yet, new information literally every day, newagora.ca, where if you're about to call Campbell and say you've got this great idea for a video, or you're about to call me and say you've got this great 72 page, someone sent me a 72 page book with pictures today saying, can you share this? I'm going, no, I can't share that. It's like people say they have a good idea, but then they want you to do the work for them, and then they'll take credit, right? They go, oh, that was my idea. It's fine, it was your idea, but then you have to take the idea and make it into something real. So before you share with us this new idea, this new information, this new article, this new dance step that you think is going to change the world, this new process, I had someone else do that as well. Yes, you can do it, but you have to do the work. We can help you make it public now. I do a lot of the back end work on the new agora.ca. So, in other words, if there's something you want to share, if there's an idea, an article, a vision, a community, and you're willing to put the money in if it needs money, the time in if it needs time, the effort in if it needs effort, the editing in if your work needs editing, the effort in and the permission in, like all of these things that take time. And like, how many people call me and Campbell and say, you guys did a great video. Here's another 10 hours of work for you. you know, you know, look over here, do like it, and they think that's doing something, but it's not. It's like saying, I've got a great pie recipe. Why don't you make it for me? No, it doesn't work that way. Unless someone's called you and said, give me a recipe for a new pie, it's up to you to make that new pie and then share it with the world and see where that goes.
Yeah, man. Yeah, like creation is where it's at. Like Lorenzo said, ideas are one thing and they're great, and dreams and all this kind of stuff. But unless you do something with it, it's like, what's the point of having it? It's like a car, right? You could have a really, really cool car, but unless you drive it and use it for something practical, then what's the point, right? It's just sitting there doing nothing. So that's another thing, we want to do with our community is, hopefully inspire a few people, encourage them to start building, because that's what we need, guys. We need new systems. We need all these new ideas. We need these new, ways of sharing things, of, different products, all this kind of stuff. That's exactly what we need in 2025. So, if you're ready to take a bite out of life, right? To stop going around in the cycle, then again, come and join us. And of course, give us a like, leave us your comments, share this video around. But that's, I think, where we are. We've been through 4 years of craziness. People have been confused, all that kind of stuff. But I think now it's time that we get real. We start building. We start putting these, dreams into action. We start connecting with our tribe. We start working on ourselves and our inner world, and basically stop following leaders. I think is really where this sort of year is going, and that's with information and everything, right? So, don't expect someone to give you the answer to
No.
disclosure. Like, what's all this stuff in the sky? Because based on everything that I've seen in my life, and I mean everything, I 100% know that if we get a message from the powers that be through whatever medium, what disclosure is, it's going to be a lie. We know this.
Yeah.
We know this. So and in the end, like as I said, is what's the point? Like, what are you expecting? It's the same thing, right? Waiting for someone to come and save you. Well, guys, no one is going to come and save you. And the reason is that they're already here. It's you.
It's you.
You're here to
So,
save yourself.
so here's the inner news and a bit of a definition for this video. Inner disclosure. Look inside, open yourself. Disclosure, the opposite of closure, which means to be honest. If you open yourself, look in your heart, not just between your ears. Look in your guts, right? If your guts aren't happy, something's wrong. If your arm isn't working, we're going to get to that, something's wrong. If your foot is in pain, like I've had, something's wrong. And that something that's wrong is you talking to yourself. And I don't mean wrong in that you're bad, just wrong in that it's not energetically sound for you at the moment. Let's say people hate to hear right and wrong. So it's not just flowing well, you're closed. So if your circuits are closed, it's not going to work. If you pull a plug, the circuit's off, your light's going to go off. It's really kind of that simple. So it really comes down to, an allegiance with your cosmic self, comes back to auto alliance, our locals. An allegiance is just means, what does that mean? It means you're an ally, you help, you make a partnership with an allegiance. And your cosmic self, I would say, is just the higher you that wants to see a kind of life that's alive for yourself that maybe you're not seeing quite yet. It's not going to happen in heaven. There's no God or Buddha or Jesus is going to bring it to you. Certainly the politicians and aliens are. And if you want to live your cosmic self, you have to understand first what that is with your inner disclosure. You have to understand how you haven't got there yet, which is very important. You've got to understand the mistakes you've made and how you've been wrong, because you can't be right without admitting to yourself how you're wrong. And then you get to correct, course correction, path correction, straighten it out, increase your energy and increase your power, and then live your cosmic life or your higher vision of who you always dreamed you could be.
Yeah. So disclose yourself, open yourself up, to possibilities, to new information, to a better you, right? To more love, to more wealth, to whatever it is that you want. Just open yourself up, right? It's not scary. You don't have to do everything that you come across. You can throw information away if it doesn't resonate with you, as they say. But just be open to possibilities, right? And we had a little bit of a chat before we started recording. Like, the thing is with possibilities and dreams and goals and all this kind of stuff is, what I've worked out in my life is the universe, God, whatever you want to call it, always has better ideas than us.
Always.
So don't get so fixated on the details. If you want to have an amazing life and meet amazing people and see the world, well, just have that as your goal. Don't
Mm.
say, I need to meet this person in this country at this time. Like, because you put that out there and the universe will give you 10 times what you could have ever imagined. So this all comes down to trusting, right? You've got to be in a certain mind frame to get there, because you've got to not be fixated on, I need to pay the bills, I need to do this, what's my boss going to say, what will the neighbors say. That's, again, that's the outside world. So it's time to take control, disclose yourself to the world, and let's have an amazing 2025.
So a few things. Number one, be ready for death then. Something has to die for something new to be born, whether it's a relationship or a job or a physical location or some sort of comfort. I mean, it's obvious. If you want to go to a new shore, you have to let go of the old shore, and it's going to be uncomfortable. Death always feels like death. That's why it's there. And it's not a bad thing. It's a part of life. Something has to die before something can be reborn. So you have to be prepared, in my opinion, to be uncomfortable. With this in mind, keep in mind to join our autodidactic alliance. You can join for free for now, but starting next month, we're going to be doing something unusual, fantastic, and wonderful. And we're going to call it Healing Campbell Live. We're going to literally work on ourselves to show you, and I'll share stories of how I've had to heal myself. And Campbell has done an amazing job of healing tons of his life. You know, we all know that from a lot of the work we've shared, but we also know, you know, we both have some physical problems still. Campbell's arm is in need of some energetic enhancements, let's say, and we're going to work together. We don't know how we're going to do it. Just to be honest, I'm no guru, I'm no doctor. All I know is I love Campbell because I like his heart and I love what he shared. And my heart said to me the other day, why don't we see how I can help a friend out as I've helped myself? And that can enhance the world by showing the world without just using words, how perhaps we can help a brother out to become a better man or a stronger man in the ways he wants to. I can't tell him. He has to tell himself. And this will be for supporting members only on our Autodidactic Alliance. We need skin in the game. We don't want any trolls. We don't want any bad energy coming. So if you want to come and support us before we start to do that, the links are, below. Full4power@gmail.com is the email with the number 4 in the middle. Full4power@gmail.com. If you have any questions, suggestions, we'll leave all the links below. We're a bit maybe full of information here because we've got so much to share. I can't even bring it all forward here now. It's like sitting here as I've opened myself up to this new life. Like I'm leaving the country I've been living in for 5 years too and hitting the road because I'm literally going to put, my ass where my where my words are, if you'll pardon me being a little rude, by getting rid of my comfort, getting off this couch, moving forward and seeing where that takes me, simply because my intuition and my guts have told me it's time to get on the road. It's time to meet our community. It's time to build things face to face. And it's time to allow the best to come to me by showing the world. The world loves gestures. I'm saying, I don't mind my comfort. I'm throwing it all and going for the new because that's what I feel I have to do. It even rhymes. And I'm going to see what happens because 2025 is telling me I need to get to my inner disclosure because, man, it's time to live my cosmic self. High time, even past time.
Yep, yep. I think it's time for all of us. And, so yeah, if you want to see, what goes on with the healing and Lorenzo's adventures, then come and join us. And that's what, this is all about. It's not, like we said, it's not about us telling you, do this, do this. It's about us trying things out for ourselves, seeing what works and passing information on. So, Lorenzo's wants a new life, so he's letting his old life die, right? And he's putting it out into the hands of the universe and going for it. And so, come and join us, and hopefully we can have a really good time, build a good community, help each other out, learn, grow, and become more of who we were meant to be.
Yeah, we're looking to have a live event as well in the summer. Campbell and I are going to look to get together somewhere in North America. Might be on the east coast of the USA for now. You never know where we'll end up, though. We'll keep you posted. That's another thing you can follow on our lives and here. And we're happy to see you, meet you, and share, and maybe do other events in other parts of the world as you're willing to help us make it real, not tell us what to do. I'm going to be very clear. We're not here to do anything for you, but we can do it with you. So join us. Intelligent participations of all kinds are welcome. newagora.ca. The email will be below. Our locals will be below. My channel, the new now, come join me over there. I've got all kinds of interesting things on recapitulation and stuff like that to maybe help you get a leg up towards understanding your cosmic self. And we'll see you again. We have a live coming. Also, this comes up before that.
Saturday.
All lies in on Saturday for us, Friday for North Americans, because I'm still in Japan and Campbell's in Australia. So on Friday for us, all lies in aliens, the alien invasion, what you need to know.
Oh, sounds interesting. Don't want to miss that one, guys. So there you go. All links below. Check them out. Please leave us a comment, like, subscribe, all that kind of stuff. Go check out Lorenzo's channel. And we'll be back on Saturday for a live. So stay awesome and we'll talk to you all soon. All right. Bye for now.